Alright, so today we're going to talk a little bit about racism in European soccer and some of the problems that is brought to that community. So, obviously, we're going to talk about that a little bit and some of the possible solutions that people have been trying to come up with to help and stop it. So, some recent examples Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, shown here. Gabonese striker plays for Arsenal over in London, scores a goal this past year versus Tottenham, their big rivals, and the fans chuck a banana at him as if to say, oh, you're black, you're a monkey. It's a pretty common one that's happened, sadly, a bunch of times. Kurt Zouma plays for Chelsea, another team based out of London, has a bad game this past fall. This is some of the Twitter reactions afterwards. Tammy Abraham, striker for Chelsea, misses a penalty in a preseason game, so a game that doesn't even count. And this is a real tweet that was a reaction afterwards. Not a good look. Uh, then this one, related to Romelu Lukaku, shown here. He's black, Belgian, striker, plays for Inter Milan over in Italy. This past fall, scores a goal versus Cagliari, who over in Italy have some of the worst fans as far as this type of behavior goes. Can't show the video clip or this presentation will get taken down for copyright, but if you pause it and click on the link, it's a video of the Cagliari fans just doing straight up monkey chants at him after he scores. So yeah, not a good look. Monkey chants at black people. And then this was the response from the hardcore Inter Milan fans afterwards, trying to defend these actions. They're called Curva Nord. This is their Facebook page. This was the rough like English translation I was able to find on the right. It's really sad and pathetic, and it's basically them saying, "Oh, it's not actual racism. It's actually a form of respect," which obviously, just isn't true. So now we're gonna talk about why do we think this is still possibly happening in 2020 when obviously it's pretty accepted worldwide that this type of behavior is very wrong, and there's a few main things in the culture over there around the game of soccer that contribute a lot to this problem. So a big one is the media and how they talk about minorities and black people in the media. So some examples here: Raheem Sterling, he's black, he's British. These are some British tabloids talking about him just doing simple things, buying his mom a sink or stuff for his mom's house, or simply just flying with the regular people instead of in first class, and they try and twist it like it's a bad thing. And this is them talking about arguably their country's best player just because he happens to be black, which is not good. Here's another one where he himself called out the media for twisting headlines about his teammates. So the two headlines about one of his black teammates and one of his white teammates that they both buy a house for their parents, and then obviously you can see how they twist the headlines for the black player and the white player. And then that's his comment on Instagram on the right, calling out the media about how, this type of behavior isn't going to change if the media is just regularly doing stuff like this. Oh, uh-oh. Oh, let's go back a little bit. Ah, there we go. And then another big one here. This guy was a media advisor to Raheem Sterling, and he's asking a news reporter who wrote a lot of these derogatory stories about him about, why does this kind of treatment keep happening? And this was asking him after one of Raheem Sterling's teammates, Sergio Aguero, got in a car accident while he was away from the team. And Sergio Aguero's white, so of course it was barely in the newspaper. They just brushed it off. Oh, we got in a minor car accident. It's whatever. And then he asks the reporter, and the reporter basically says, "Oh, if that was Raheem Sterling, it would have been a big thing. Oh, he's living the bling bling lifestyle. He's living like a rock star, and he got in a car accident." And then he basically says after the discussion with the reporter, and the reporter's only answer is, "Well, you should accept it because he's black, and that's just how it is." And So when you see stuff like this with the media and how it's just very accepted to treat people like this, it's not that surprising to see that type of behavior during games over there. Where we go? Oh my god. There we go. So, another big thing that contributes to the problem over in Europe is the ultras, which are a lot of these teams over there have these hardcore groups of fans that are also extremely, extremely racist. They seem just like these diehard fans on the surface, but they're actually racist extremists who are literally only at these games just to, have their displays of racism and bigotry. And it's not like, oh, they just say, hey, let's meet up at the game and do this. Like, no, they dedicate their lives to this stuff. Like, they plan out each week what they're gonna do. Like, there's a method to the madness. They know exactly what they're gonna do every week, every match. And then there's some pictures roughly of what some of that stuff looks like, banners and whatnot they bring in. The one on the left, the letters, abbreviation, I forget the exact translation, but basically it was a translation for those are Roma fans over in Italy, and a guy named De Sanctis, he killed a rival fan, and more or less that sign says like De Sanctis served well, because that's just how nuts these people are. And then here's some more video clips. You can pause it and watch these. Again, I can't show it in the presentation or it'll get taken down for copyright. But first clip shows doesn't get into the racist side of things as much, but it shows over in Serbia ultras for a team called Partizan, and it does a really good job showing just how dedicated and hardcore and crazy these people are to their cause. Second clip shows it's a little older, but it talks a little bit about fans for a team over in Russia called Zenit and how they really just do not want black people playing for their team. So that gives you a good reference more on the racist side of things. And now for some more reasons to actually on how to stop the problem. And these organizations worldwide, like they've done smaller things to try and stop these things. Like they've done temporary bans for people. They've done like smaller fines. They'll go, a few games without fans in the stadium, but like if you want to actually stop this, like you need to start getting extreme. I mean, you could say it's my opinion or whatever, but if you start reading up on this, you'll find other people agreeing and starting to say the same things. Like when these incidents occur, you need to permanently ban people. Teams and these leagues need to start paying like really expensive fines when these incidents occur. You need to play games without fans for like a long period of time, like months at a time or something, if these incidents occur. And then the big one is you need to just straight up just start docking points from teams if incidents occur. Just count games as losses. If it's a tournament, you need to just be disqualified, be eliminated, or suspended or something, because I think if these fans with their awful behavior are just directly costing their team games, and I think that could have, a big effect on possibly changing the behavior and abuse that goes on during these matches. So yeah, that's where we're at. Hope you enjoyed.